Hey guys, it's me, SK. I'm just kind of chilling over here at the Isle of Dan Quells, and I really loved this place back in the day. It's probably one of my favorite parts of Burning Crusade is when they released this Isle. There's just so much world PvP going on. Just had to watch out for the guards, of course. But anyway, I'm going to do a 5.4, kind of the middle of the season now, not quite, but almost there, update on Enhancement Shaman PvP Talent Guide. I'm also going to be covering glyphs in the description below. I'll actually put the time to where you can actually forward it if you just want to hear about the glyphs. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, for the talents for level 15, it's pretty much personal preference, but for the most part, I run a lot of arenas and I don't run with, I want to be able to have more survivability as an enhancement. I find that to be a real big issue. And I'll be honest, Stone Bulwark right now is just so OP if used correctly. And it's got to be used with the level 45 tree, and I'll go over that here in a second. Yes, you can use Nature's Guardian, and it only has a 30-second cooldown versus Stone Bulwark that has 1 minute. But I'll go over that in a minute as to how you can use it more effectively. Hey guys, for the level 30 talent tree, I usually go with the Earth Grab if I'm facing like a double melee comp or a lot of melee or players that are going to be grouped together. It's really good for utility. If I'm playing, say, a comp that's got, three different players, like a healer, a caster, and a melee, and they're not all going to be together, go with Frozen Power. That way you can't be kited as easy. Windwalk is more for if you're facing like a Boom Chicken or Warrior or something like that. What you can do is you can use it to get your team out of, say, Solar Beam and Vortex, or let's say, who just shot me? Really? Anyway, it's really good if a warrior is using Blade Storm and you want to get out of it. Wind Walk and Spirit Walk, bam, you're out of there. It'll get you out of Blade Storm. Now, this is the big changer for me. My past videos, I said I will only use Totemic Projection. I was so wrong in my opinion. I'll be honest, Totemic Projection is good. It's great for getting that capacitor right where you want it, but that's pretty much about it. And also putting your magma totems to bring people out of stealth. But the utility isn't nearly as effective, in my opinion, as what you get from Call the Elements. Call the Elements, I'm just going to go ahead and click and show you a visual aid here. I'm going to go ahead and click, say, Grounding, Capacitor, Trimmer, and Stone Bulwark. Okay, they're all down, right? Now let's say I need them again, though, okay? All I got to do, bam, I can drop another Grounding, another Capacitor, another trimmer, and use a second bulwark, and those can actually stack up to 2 times. See that? I've actually got double absorption shields. It's only for a few seconds, and usually they'll burst through the first one pretty quick. But I mean, there's just, that to me is overpowered for an enhancement, just for survivability, and plus support for your group too with the trimmers, and especially with all the fears in the game right now. It's kind of stupid, but yeah, giving paladins fears. Come on, Blues. But anyway, as far as the level 60 tree, I usually go with Elemental Mastery. The reason I say that is I usually run like big burst comps. The only time I don't use Elemental Mastery is if I go up against another Shaman comp, because any good Shaman comp, remember this guys, you can purge Elemental Mastery. They're just going to purge it right off of me as soon as their Gladius and stuff says, hey, Elemental Mastery. But anyway, if you run against another Shaman comp, you want to go with Ancestral Swiftness for more sustained DPS, and for extra heals, you want to go with Echo of Elements, and a little bit extra DPS, but not as much as Ancestral Swiftness. Now, my partner runs Ancestral Swiftness, and he actually does more damage than me sustained, but I have the burst with Elemental Mastery. So just something to keep in mind if you come up against a Shaman comp, don't go with Elemental Mastery, use one of the other two. My preference on the level 75 talent tree is Ancestral Guidance. I use this because if I get in a situation where my partner's is getting low, I can every 2 minutes pop this and do a lot of damage and heal them up for 40% of the damage I do. Or if I pop a heal, it heals up to 3 nearby party members for 60% of the damage. So if I get a 5-stack of Maelstrom, pop that, and a big heal for 80k, it's going to heal them for 60% of that to the nearby people or whoever I didn't target. So that's a really good ability. That's the one that I stick with for level 75. That's my preference. As for the level 90 tree, I try to use, I kind of stick with the Elemental Blast because I'll be honest, it's pretty OP, especially with the buff from Storm Strike increases the crit chance by 25%. Since then, yeah, it's definitely my preference. If I know I'm going to get kited a lot, depending on the comp, I might go with Primal Elementalist because, you know, a lot of times, like if I'm facing teams that are going to be pillar humping and stuff like that, I can leave my Fire Elemental out, and he does quite a bit. You have more utility with the elementals, the stuns with the Earth Elemental, the reduced damage, and also the increased damage, and also leaving your elemental on them. They just chase them down. They can wear them down pretty quick. They did nerf the fire elemental, but they still do a pretty good chunk of damage if you spec into this. So remember, if you're going to facing a team where you know you're going to get pillar humped and kited a lot, you might consider going with Primal Elementalist. If not, hands down, Elemental Blast is definitely now as far as the glyphs. I use the Glyph of Lightning Shield, reduces all damage by 10% for 6 seconds whenever your Lightning Shield is procced. Pretty much the whole time you're in combat and taking damage, you're taking 10% less damage. Glyph of Healing Storm, for every stack of Maelstrom you have, your healing done is increased by 20%. So that's pretty nice too, especially if you're running double DPS. The Glyph of Shamanistic Rage, that's a great one for if you get hand adjusted, if somebody hodges you like a pally, or if a mage comes up and put you in that ice block, whatever. Deep freeze, put you in a deep freeze. You can get out of deep freeze. It's like an extra trinket, basically. To keep in mind, though, if you're going to go up against a team that does a lot of kiting, then you'll want to go with Glyph of Purging instead of like Shamanistic Rage or one of the other two. I would say switch out Glyph of Lightning Shield or Shamanistic Rage. Personally, I switch out Glyph of Lightning Shield because if they're going to be kiting me, I'm not usually worried about the damage because I'm going to be spamming purges because every time I purge, it grants me a stack of Maelstrom, and all you gotta do is wait for the global cooldown, which is under a second, depending on your haste. So I can usually get up 5 stacks of Maelstrom pretty quick, and boom, I get me an instant heal for like 80 to 150k, depending on. If you found the video helpful, make sure to like it, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel for more informational videos on how to play an Enhancement Shaman. I'm always updating my information. Always coming out with new stuff, the most current stuff. Trying to come up with good strats on playing defensively, offensively, everything. I'm just trying to put as much information out there on Enhancement Shamans as I can possibly put out there, and also arena comps with Enhancement, and also just some fun videos. So make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.